Hey guys, welcome to my very first bullet journal video. So I started my bullet journal in March. Last month was the first month that I did it, and I have become completely obsessed with it. I'm so in love with it. So I am moving on to April. April's theme, if you haven't noticed so far, is an Egypt theme. So I'm starting out with just a quote page here that says, "Denial ain't just a river in Egypt." I am not very good with lettering, but I did try to play with a few different styles. Some were successful, some were not so successful, as you will see throughout this video, but I think that overall the quote page here turned out really well. For the cover page, I decided to do April in mummy lettering is what I'm calling it. So I just drew out my letters and then placed some large bandage strips going across and then filled in with a few extra lines and also included some frayed edges there. I did include some small additional details on this cover page. I have a little tree and camel with some pyramids and sand, and then of course a sun in the background. And then I just went in with a gray marker and colored in a few of the bandages to make it look more worn. All right, we are moving on to our first monthly spread. So you can see that I am drawing out a calendar here, and I did decide to do a smaller calendar because I did a big calendar in the last month and I didn't really use it. I'm filling it in with actual Egyptian hieroglyphics for the different numbers, and I just colored it in with some gray so that it would look more like a tablet. And then at the bottom, I have my YouTube and Instagram growth trackers. On the next page, I have my promises. So these are just basically my monthly goals. And I will also have a habit tracker to track whether or not I am making progress towards the goals. At the bottom, I have my weight loss tracker where I can do periodic weigh-ins. The next spread is my YouTube spread, and I'm calling it J Jones Central. So here I have all of my video ideas written out, and then I have a column for the day I'm going to film, edit, upload, create a thumbnail, do the description, all of those things that you have to do. I did not realize how much work goes into YouTube before I started it. All right, the next spread is going to be my favorites, where I can document what I am loving for that month. And then the other page is my expenses. I use my expenses page a little bit differently from what you may have seen other people use it for. So the first two columns are more like a check register. And then I also have columns where I can write down what category that expense fell into. The last monthly spread I have here is for my habit tracker and my mood tracker. So for my mood tracker, I did draw out a sphinx, I guess is what that's called. And then for my mood, I will do different patterns in his headdress. And I think it is super cute and super cool. At the bottom, I just drew some jars so that I could put in a code for what pattern I'm going to do for different moods. Next up is my habit trackers. So I have lots of habits that I'm attempting to track this month, and I decided to do a grid chart. So we're going to see how that works. It's different from what I did last month, which was individual calendars, but I think this is going to help me keep up with what day I'm tracking. And then at the top of each column, I just have a little icon for whatever habit it is. So I have a little water bottle, a shoe for walking, a pill for meds, a scale for food logging. So I'm excited and hope this helps me be productive. And now we are into my weekly spreads. So I do 3 different weekly spreads, and it helps me to consolidate all of the different notebooks I was using into one place, which is probably why I love bullet journaling so much. So my first spread is my meal planning. So I usually do that the Friday before. That's why it's the first thing here. So I will write down all the days of the week and write out what we're going to eat. And then the next page is my groceries page. That way, as I am planning my meals, I can write down just on the next page what we need. And then I also have some categories on that page, because if I don't, I will forget, like stuff for the dog or hygiene stuff like deodorant or shampoo, laundry. So I do have what we're gonna have for meals and some additional categories. And you'll see me flipping back and forth because I can't remember what categories I use. I used a lot of turquoise and gold throughout this month's setup, and I really love the way it looked. I think it looks very Egyptian. I have not mentioned this yet, but the only supplies that I use here are the Papermate Flare pens and the Super Tips Crayola markers. And this is my weekly layout of the days, and this is where I plan my events and what I need to accomplish each day. So again, I wanted to make them look like a tablet, and I did some little hieroglyphics with a banner going across the top. It actually spells out, because you guys know I'm extra, April Fools and hieroglyphics. So I just looked up Egyptian hieroglyphics on Google, and that is what I found. On my daily tablets, I just drew some popular Egyptian icons. So you have the little cross and the eye, and I'm so sorry I can't remember what they are called, but I think that it looks really cute. And then my last little touch on this page is a little Egyptian cat wearing an elaborate collar. And then the last weekly spread we have here is just my food log and my schedule. So I will be logging my food every day. I don't necessarily do a schedule every day, but if I have a lot going on, I like to think about when I'm going to do everything, and it helps me to accomplish more throughout the day. All right, guys, here is the final product. This is the last flip through. So I love it. I think some of the lettering needs some work, but overall, I think it looks really, really great. And I can use it for everything I need it to. So I really am loving my bullet journal, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Also, let me know what you want next month's theme to be, because I do plan on doing these videos monthly. And of course, don't forget to subscribe before you go. Bye, y'all.